No, we'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
It's Wednesday again, guys.
Oh yeah.
The rare Wednesday that feels like a Friday. Every time when I'm with my NFC brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, our Viking godfather from Vikings First and Skull, and the fearsome twosome from Bleachers to Speakers, June and B. Foster. Gentlemen, how's your week going?
Too slow, man. I can't wait for the weekend. I'm ready for Friday to be here.
I'm ready for next Thursday to be here.
Yeah. We've waited long enough for this draft.
Excellent segue, Dave. You are the man.
Hey, yesterday I got done with the thumbnails for day 1, day 2, day 3 of Vikings First and Skulls draft coverage, and we're going to be rocking and rolling, baby. Day 2 and day 3, we're live through the whole thing. Day 1's going to be a wrap up, and hopefully we'll be talking quarterback of the future.
And where can we see this wonderful commentary there, Dave?
It'll be on Vikings First and Skull over on YouTube.
You see how I did that, Foster? Stockton them alone.
Now, so you're shouting out Vikings First and Skull, Bleachers to Speakers. There's not a lot of football stuff going on, but I know you all you play in different waters. You play in multiple sports lanes. Right. What other sports going on got you all interested right now?
Well, as far as interest, I want to specify this. We have a final Pistons show this week. I mean, probably tomorrow. And it's not much of interest. It's more so with this season is more of a necessity. We're glad the season's over. We have our season finale. You can find that on Motor City Metrics. We also, Foster just started doing baseball, Detroit Tigers baseball on Bleachers to Speakers YouTube channel. He's doing a great job with that. I hadn't paid attention to Detroit Tigers baseball in a while. I am now, and it's very informative. And Foster has a co-host on there, and it's pretty dope. So check it out.
You said Pistons, huh? Yeah, you got one more show going.
Must you bring that up again? I got it off the system. I talked about it. It's in the rear view mirror. Okay, we're not talking Pistons anymore. Me and Foster are going to talk about it one more time for a little while, and that's tomorrow.
Yeah, the Pistons are a touchy subject, Joe.
Very touchy, man. Very touchy. I mean, it's very touchy.
I just wanted I had a stat out there that I saw that I wanted to throw out there to you. I'm pretty sure you heard it.
Hell with your stats, man. I know where this is going, and it's probably a stat I don't want to hear. But go ahead, though.
It's good for the Lions. I saw that the Detroit Pistons and the Detroit Lions finished their last seasons with the same amount of wins.
Yeah, I knew it.
14 wins. Credit to the Lions, and credit to the Pistons for not making history. They are the record holders for the longest losing streak, but they didn't have the worst season ever. So credit to that. Ticking up.
Pay.
That's it. I got it off a system there.
Pay.
I'd like to thank the Washington Wizards for that, because I think we beat them like 3 times.
Pay. I don't like you.
My bad. I mean, over here at Frustrated Chicago Sports, we talk about a basketball team that's pretty underwhelming as well. So, I get it, Joan.
But at least you're in a play-in, though.
Exactly.
Back-to-back 40-win seasons. Back-to-back draft picks that are very underwhelming. That ship is rudderless, is directionless.
Hey man, don't come over here with that 40-win stuff, blue, and those back-to-back draft picks that didn't work. I don't want to hear it.
Come on.
Try being a Piston. Kill for those 40 wins.
Hey,
kidding me?
Timberwolves have 56.
Yeah, they're really good.
Thanks, Dave.
They're not going to do anything, but biggest news out of the Timberwolves camp was the owner and the new want-to-be owners fighting over who gets to own the team.
Oh yeah, because A-Rod was supposed to be buying it, right? Him and Jeffrey Lurie, I think.
Yep. And
Wow.
and then at the last second, the present owner said they didn't complete their stuff. And they're saying, oh, yes, we did. And he goes, well, the value went up on the team to $2 billion instead of $1 billion or whatever it was. And it's a typical screw job by the 80-something-year-old Timberwolves owner. It'll go to court. Court will settle it. They're the mediators.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what's the what contract is what's the verbiage in that contract say if it's binding, because what I heard is they didn't make as in Lurie and A-Rod, they weren't making their payments on time, and they were using the NFL as a mediator to like show that they had the money, but they really didn't. They just had like agreements for loans or whatever, but that's not, the money is not being deposited when it's supposed to be, as opposed to the as scheduled, right? So we'll see. We'll see if they Glenn Taylor might be putting that team back on the market.
Yep. And Glenn Taylor is been a Minnesota fixture for a long time, and he very well may get away with it. Now, A-Rod and crew are saying they did make the payments, but that should be easily discoverable by whoever the moderator is or mediator.
Well, we should see. I hope so. I hope A-Rod being an owner, that's gonna be fun to me. That'll be funny. So he can one up Jeter finally. So moving into football, though, obviously, as Dave said earlier, the NFL draft that we've been waiting on since. Well, I know I've been waiting on it for 5 months, at least, maybe even 6. The rest of the football nation
Since
has been
week
waiting
1 of
on it.
last year.
Not week one. Not week one. No. Not well, since Daniil Hunter laid on my quarterback, my former quarterback. Since week 5, I've been like, okay, so let's speed up to the draft. So we got to do this thing again. So, like you said, next Thursday can't get here fast enough. It's been a lot of discussion and nonsense, and it's been a lot of nothing too. Okay, let's hurry this up. We know who's going 1. We think we know who's going 2. It's been some talk about at least coming out of the Commanders Twitter camp that they think they can move up to 1. I've been hearing a lot of that. So DC fans, if you're listening, you can't unless you want to give us your firstborn as well as your next. I don't know.
There are some
3
football
first
fans that would be up for it.
Yeah, so you're right, Dave. Some of them might be up for it. Some of them might be. But yeah, so I cannot wait to get there. I can't wait to get Thursday night. We've got some good stuff going on. Foster, I remember you all were doing a lot of stuff on Bleachers and Speeches, a lot of player profiles. Of all the player profiles that you did, which player stood out the most to you in, let's say, the top half of the first round?
Ooh, Dallas Turner?
I was going to say that one. Yeah.
Dallas Turner.
I was going to agree with that one.
He was pretty much, he was the superstar of the combine. I don't think I'm saying anything outstanding, outrageous, right? He had all the measurables. He's maybe a little short for his position, but they said the same thing about the reigning defensive rookie of the year. So, in your opinion, B. Foster, what blew you away with him?
I mean, I just feel like he was kind of he was a pretty complete body of work. There wasn't any there wasn't any one thing that stood out that he needed to improve on. Of course, they all have to make improvements, but I mean, I just feel like as far as the measurables and all the testing and stuff like that, he kind of covered a lot of bases, and you know, we would certainly love to have him, but you know.
Foster, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you did that player profile before the combine.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
It was before the measurables and
I think just before, but yeah.
So the 40 time just made it that much sweeter as far as a desirable piece that could be with the Lions, but we know it's not going to happen.
If you had if you can compare him to any past player, like what kind of comp do you foresee with Dallas Turner?
I never really thought about that.
He's got all the. You said he's got all the measurables. He's got the freakish athletic ability. So, if I was to, put it out there, so maybe a poor man's Micah Parsons.
Could be.
In my mind, I was thinking Khalil Mack.
I thought Khalil Mack.
Khalil.
I was thinking Khalil.
I like that. Former Bear, soon to be Hall of Famer, and the next Hall of Famer Bear. So I can see that. Khalil Mack looks is a good comp for me. Dave, what do you think? I mean, have you considered any type of comp for the Combine's big star?
No, not Dallas Turner, but I would focus on one of the best guys on the defensive line, without a doubt. Any team that gets him is going to be happy.
Yeah. I mean, considering, especially for if we know won't be a Lion unless there was some moves made or something like that. But we know as far as a complimentary person on the other side of Hutchinson worked out. It would work out great, I believe.
Well, hopefully at number 9.
I was going to ask, do you hope he's there at number 9?
If he's there, we're going to have because I think there's going to be some crazy shenanigans in the top from pick 4 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
So we might have a difficult choice at number 9. This is the Chicago Bears. There might be a talent that we had no idea slipping to us, along with Turner and some other, man, we're going to need the whole allotment of time that ESPN gives teams to draft to figure this one out.
Well, I, for one, pray at 9 that you consider a punter.
June, I deserve that because I brought up the Pistons.
Yes, you did.
Okay. All right. I'll take that. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
So that's fine. We might consider a punter. I mean, punters are part of the defense. Well, they're an extension of the defense.
Okay, well, take him at number 1 then. Please take the best punter.
June. All right, June. Now you're trading. You're trying to get more than you look back. Then you got to relax.
Well, do you think you're going defense or offense at number 9?
I would prefer his defense. I would prefer somebody that can rush the passer. I would prefer somebody like I said to rush the passer, but taking a left tackle also intrigues me as well. But however, it's going to be some craziness that there's going to be a top end wide receiver is going to fall, and
it's just so many options at 9 though. Whatever, I don't think you can go wrong with the talent in this draft at 9. But it's like if Dallas is there at 9, you're taking. If you want that Cadillac to go with Caleb Williams, take it. There's no wrong there with the talent pool. The unpopular pick would be an offensive tackle or something like that, but you're still going to get the best tackle in the draft. So
And that would be great to pair with your brand new quarterback.
I mean, it's just
it makes sense, right?
You can't mess that up unless you get a punter. Please.
No, I don't think the Bears are gonna mess this up at all. I think the what are you going at?
You can't mess it up. That 9 is so,
They're the Chicago Bears.
they can't mess this up. No, there's no way.
If they got a corner, if they got a
the
corner,
only
they would have
thing-
messed up, I think.
The only thing that would probably upset me would be if they traded down. And I know a lot of people want the Bears to trade down and get more of that keyword that's been thrown out during this time of year, a haul. One of those being is one of my co-hosts on the Bear Claw, Q. He thinks the Bears should trade down if certain names aren't available, like Neighbors or a Doozy, somebody like that. He's like, you can go get the rest of them guys 3, 4, 5 picks later and get some more names. So, I mean, I've said it on the show before. I think trading down is a position of strength. It's a luxury. If you've been under 500 as many years as the Bears, you don't need to be thinking about anything in the luxury section of the store. You need to be bargain shopping.
The $5 bin.
Right. You came into the store for an item. Get that item and get out. Get that item and get out. Don't try to be fancy and special. No. Stay away from the part of the store that you shouldn't be. You gotta budget, stick to it. You got a plan. Let's make this team better, and let's go from there. Before we get into our mock draft, did anybody watch the last draft that ESPN broadcast? What was it, on Monday?
Is that Mel Kiper's or just?
No. It was a WNBA draft.
Oh,
that was on ESPN. Did
No,
anybody
but I
catch
saw
that?
she got bank.
Oh yeah. Caitlin Clark went number 1. She is gonna make a lot of.
What was it, 4 or 5 years? $334 million.
No.
Thousand.
That's her salary for the WNBA salary for the duration of her contract. What I noticed, so I took away from that draft, other than the fantastic athletes that got drafted, I took away from the show. They moved through. They got 7 picks in like what's it, a half hour? It felt like a half hour is 2 picks for the NFL. NFL, if you're watching, please, I've seen the light. Let's speed this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's not take my whole night to watch 30 names.
Yeah.
No, you got teams taking the full 15 minutes, and you got commercials and blah blah blah. It'll take a half hour for 2 picks.
ESPN is going to stretch it out, man.
And I think
no Diddy.
You hit the nail on the head with the commercials and stuff. I think it has everything to do with the advertisements and stuff. They're going to milk this thing. No Diddy.
Oh my goodness!
And don't let the WNBA get really, really popular. They're gonna have all those ads too.
Good for them.
It raises the salary caps.
Yeah.
So she's not making travel nurses' wages the number 1 pick.
I totally misread that. Is that the 334,000
over 4 years?
Over 4 years.
She's making about 80,000. Like it goes up, but yeah,
on average.
That's
I thought the WNBA was doing better than that.
No.
That's pretty good considering where they were, let's say, 10 years ago. The salaries have went up a little bit, but her endorsements are going to be.
They're making more money in college with their NIL than they will in WNBA.
By far.
Well, they make more in endorsements in college. Now they don't have a salary in college. They have a salary. So a little bit of both. Now they get both. Because Caitlin Clark and all the other big names, they are going to eat endorsement wise. Caitlin Clark, I think she was doing $3 million in NIL, which is an endorsement. She's going to do more than that as a pro.
Yeah.
Easily.
Good for her.
Yes, good for her. All right. This is the point of the conversation where we're going to take our break. If you're listening on any one of the great podcast platforms that host the Bear Claw, go ahead and check out what our advertisers got to sell you and check them out. We'll be right back. If you're watching live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or X, we'll be right back.
What? Whoa.
All right. So, gentlemen, we are here to do a mock draft, our first as a collective for the NFC North.
But I've got a question first.
No, let's get this out. Oh, that's a ditty. No ditty.
Every team has had some bust picks. Now, Chicago, the Bears, is worried about having some this season, and I know he doesn't want any. But first off, who was the worst draft pick in Bears history?
Whoa.
Some would say Mitch Trubisky.
I was going to say Trubisky.
No, but that is not the answer. Not the answer whatsoever. Mitch Trubisky did, even though he was a very controversial pick, and he did not pan out. He can't be worse than Kevin White, a first round wide receiver that we took a couple of years before Mitch Trubisky. He can't be, in my opinion, he can't be worse than Cade McNown, another quarterback from the late 90s, UCLA.
Good.
He was so good at UCLA, but go ahead.
Yeah, he was very good at UCLA. I was incredibly excited when he was drafted, and then nothing.
Hey, June. Who was the worst in Detroit history?
Oh man, there's so many. First come to mind. I mean,
I've got two listed for you guys.
Foster, help me out, man.
Rest in peace. I was thinking Charles Rogers at the back of my.
That was one of them.
That was pretty bad.
Number 2 overall pick.
Former Spartan.
Okay.
He managed just 36 receptions.
Go Blue.
And 4 touchdowns during 3 years.
Go Blue.
What was the other one? Go back to 1990. June, you should be able to answer this one.
1990. Oh my gosh.
So the draft after Barry?
Yeah.
That's too far back.
Quarterback.
Rodney Peete.
No, he was actually pretty deep.
Yeah, Rodney Peete was all right.
Andre Ware.
Andre Ware was University of Houston.
Yeah.
Florida State, right? Or no?
University of Houston.
Houston, drafted number 7 overall. Heisman Trophy winner.
Trophy winner.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He did nothing. They drafted Pete the same year, I believe, and Pete beat him out in they drafted Pete in the later rounds, and he won the starting role.
I heard about Andre Ware, but I never saw him play.
They had what they called a run and shoot offense at Houston, and he just had prolific numbers like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that was back when the run and shoot was new.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, for the Vikings, we have some honorable mentions, and every team does. Christian Ponder, right? We drafted number 11, I think, number 12 as our quarterback, and he didn't last. He made his 4 years, and that's it. And his best play was to marry Sam Ponder of ESPN. We had Troy Williamson back in, I think it was 2007. I went to that draft party. And Troy Williamson, at the time, Mike Tice was our coach, and Mike Tice says you can't teach speed.
Right.
And the dude could fly. Oh, man, was he fast. The only problem was he was a wide receiver who couldn't catch a football. He dropped so many passes. The owners, the Wilfs, took him to special eye doctors. They did all sorts of things. it still didn't help. He just couldn't catch a football to save his, But anyways, the worst Minnesota Vikings draft pick ever was in 1999.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Demetrius Underwood. We drafted number 29 in the first round, defensive tackle, one of the top-ranked tackles coming out. He looked fantastic. He eventually signs his rookie deal, because this was before the pay scale, at $5.3 million on August 1st. Goes to camp, has one practice, and says, nope, done. And left. Now, he had a $1.7 million bonus. He did end up paying that back, but that was it. It was a waste of a first-round draft pick for the Minnesota Vikings. Now, who can tell me who the Green Bay Packers' worst picks were?
Jordan Love. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm all for that, but no.
Aaron Rodgers.
I'm all for that, but no.
I can't think. I don't really know their stuff.
Well, if you want to stick with quarterbacks, it goes back to 1981, back in the golden age of the cheese when they stunk, and they played half their games in Milwaukee.
I got
Brewer Stadium.
I got one too.
Okay, and it was Rich Campbell, QB out of Cal, drafted number 6 overall. He sat there, and they stuck him in. He wasted no time showing he wasn't the answer with 4 interceptions on 30 pass attempts as a rookie. That was bad, but that's not the worst one they ever did.
I want to say one.
Go ahead.
I forgot his name, but he was out of Michigan State.
Yes, he was.
Offensive lineman.
Yes, he was. Offensive tackle.
Sorry, Foster.
Who is this man?
I forgot his name.
Tony Mandrich.
Tony Mandrich. Yeah.
Drafted number 2 overall.
Sorry, Foster.
Wow.
It was pretty bad.
He was bad. And what was bad, all right, Tony Mandrich got into roids. He was one of the big roid guys. But what was so bad about Tony Mandrich is the next 3 picks after Green Bay were Barry Sanders, Derek Thomas, Kansas City, and Deion Sanders,
Whoa!
Atlanta.
That's crazy.
Hey, Foster, Tony Mandrich went hunting. He went hunting, and he drank from a creek, and he got some kind of illness that you would get from bear urine, and it messed him up right before his rookie camp. So he came into the season sick, and he lost a bunch of weight. He was not your typical offensive lineman with body fat. He was very muscular and big, and that set him back. And then I think he played in Indianapolis a season or 2 after he left Green Bay, but he was quickly out of the league after that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy draft class right there.
That was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that was, they draft Mandrich, and then the next 3 guys go to the Hall of Fame.
Who was number 1 that year?
I would have to look.
Let's see.
The scientists know that there's a type of sickness you get
From
from
Barry.
drinking bear urine.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't know that. I would have said,
a specific
worms or
sickness.
parasites of some sort.
yeah.
How many people have drank the bear urine for them to figure out that, okay, this is what happens when you do this?
I'm sure our taxpayer dollars went to it.
It was bear urine. I think he saw a creek and said, "Oh, I'm gonna drink out of this." Something I would never do. Like, no.
I hope the bear didn't urinate in this lake because I'm about to take a drink.
2 Americas. That's one of those things.
I mean, it's not I'm not that kind of a macho hunter. I'm gonna hunt and there's a creek. Let's drink. No, it's no.
Well, if you are, at least you got one of those survival straws.
Something,
Boil it, do whatever,
Yeah.
make it safe.
Gross.
Safer.
Now, That should lead us into the mock draft, knowing that we aren't exactly our teams. We won't make those silly mistakes.
That's correct.
Or will we?
Or will we?
I know I won't.
As the Bears go for a punter, number 1.
Come on, Dave. Stop putting that juju on me.
Hey, I already know the Lions are going for best available tight end.
Well, I hope you all do, because that is exactly what I need you all. I need you all to draft. I need you to draft best available tight end. Don't do anything. Don't do anything special. I need a little wiggle room in this division. I need the Vikings.
That's very safe.
I need the Vikings to stay here, and I need the Lions to come down come back down so we can ascend properly. Because after this draft, I'm just gonna let you all know that it's bear time.
I mean, that is very selfish considering you have 2 picks in the first round and wish us to pick so badly. I mean, it's just distasteful.
I just need you all. I need the real golf to stand up. That's all it is.
You've seen him.
What I did?
You've seen the real golf. That's what you get.
The one that's been to the Super Bowl already?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, that's not the real golf. The golf that got kicked out of LA. That's the real golf that I'm looking for.
He's actually underachieved here as a Lion. He's a Super Bowl quarterback.
It sent them packing in the first round this year. Yeah.
And that 1989 draft, who got picked ahead of Mandrich, is another Hall of Famer.
I like Timothy Lyons. I really like this guy.
Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman. Wow.
Oh,
That's UCLA too, right?
Yeah, it took him a minute. It took him a minute, like a season or 2 for Troy to heat up. Once
it does that with quarterbacks.
Yeah. Once he found his niche, that Dallas offense was humming. No Diddy.
Tim Lyons is one of the co-hosts of Running Through the Jungle, another fantastic show on Fans First Sports Network. Check that show out. It is a Cincinnati Bengals pod. Very, very interesting. They're very interesting. One of those good things that we are trying to emulate with a soon-to-be Hall of Fame quarterback.
Well, they've got a real good quarterback that wants to play with Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
In Minnesota.
I hope it never happens.
I saw that last week, and I was like, "Oh yes,
Dave, you got to join the draft."
Burrow.
Hopefully, Justin Jefferson. I wouldn't be mad if Justin Jefferson ended up in Tiger Stripes.
I would be very happy if he wound up there.
Yeah, that would be. I think the league needs that. It needs quarterbacks, great quarterbacks that play with great wide receivers.
Of course. Okay, Foss.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Story of my life. I hit the wrong button.
All right, Dave.
No Diddy.
Back up there now that I don't have it.
We can trade. They can trade. Cincinnati Bengals got a lot they can offer for Justin Jefferson, right? They got
no, but it was the story was Burrow wants to come to Minnesota.
Man.
Yeah. Nah, we don't need that. That doesn't help us.
No, we don't need that.
Put that link back up there, Pay. I didn't see it once I punched off.
All right.
There we go.
Foster has to leave at 6, so I'll hold the fort down.
Miss most of the fun.
Yeah. I mean, we should have our pick in by at least the first pick before you get out of here. Birds chirping. It's a beautiful day to draft.
Bengals trade a couple of washing machines for Justin Jefferson, maybe a fax machine, color printer.
Everybody's worried that he hadn't signed his extension yet.
Yeah, what's up with that? What's up with that? Why haven't he signed an extension yet? Why haven't the Bears signed Keenan Allen to an extension? And why haven't the Vikings traded up in the draft yet? It's enough of this footsie. They need to get the work done.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I've done some research, and I really saw this Australian style soccer kicker punter that they should trade Justin Jefferson for.
Could be.
Just trading out of the division for a kicker.
It's not allowing me in.
I will draft for you.
Okay.
Just tell them who to pick.
Well, it's simple. I can do that. Just tell me who's available.
So let's go ahead and kick that off. All right. So the Bears are on the clock. They've got a few trade offers. Broncos want to send us a whole bunch of stuff. That's a nice haul. 12, pick 12, 76. Next year's first, second, and third, I'm going to go reject. Washington wants to swap and give us their number 2 and 2 of their second round picks and a third round pick and next year's first. I'm going to reject that as well. The Broncos came back. Nope. And the Vikings are here. Sorry, Dave. Sorry, Dave.
I would be shocked if we went that high.
Yeah, not going to happen. Bears run this division now. We're taking Caleb Williams off the board. Now we're back to number 9. Now it gets spicy. There is
Joe.
We have an offer from Pittsburgh, 20 and 51.
2 good tackles sitting there. And Dallas Turner.
First and Turner there. Golly.
All of these offers are brutal.
What quarterbacks are left? Did I lose out?
Let's find out. I'm going to take Joe Alt. I'm going to be enemy of all Chicago. I'm taking a tackle. So,
Coca-Cola spiced. Try it. With raspberry spiced flavors.
I'm going to reject this one. I'm going to reject this one. I'm going to reject that one. Okay, let me see who's there at edge. No. Corner.
Is it on us?
Yes.
I thought you were going to pick one.
So before you pick your pick,
I got McCarthy.
Yeah, the Vikings ended up trading up to get JJ McCarthy.
Foster, did you see that?
I saw
Darius Robinson. That's the top of the edges. We got 30 seconds at the top of the corners. And then at wide receiver, who we were talking about there. What do you think?
Oh, I can't see what you got going on. Who's the top of the corners? Cooper DeJean?
TJ Tampa.
Oh, go ahead and get Cooper. Come on, man. Make history. Draft Cooper.
TJ Tampa is the best.
Why is Cooper history?
And on edge, we got 10 seconds. We have Darius Robinson at the top and wide receiver, Xavier Worry.
He's a good corner.
Wide receiver.
Oh, God, we're running out of time. I guess Robinson, because
pick this for us. That was too late.
Who did they pick?
Cooper would be history because
an offensive center.
What?
Oh, I know what you're saying there. Okay.
All right,
well, actually, Cooper they have is at safety actually. So
I'm just frustrated at that one. That was just crazy.
A center is who we ended up getting.
Yes, Foster.
I couldn't see. I saw.
Did you get Johnson?
What Pay had going on?
No.
I didn't even see what Dave. That was all. I guess I'm still watching Pace. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
So we got Michael. The Lions are back on the clock. Michael Hall, Ben Sinnott, Chris Jenkins, Malachi Corley, and he took Brandon. He took let me see. What was that pick you had, Joan?
Graham.
Yeah, Brandon Dorless.
Yeah, I just picked
Edge.
because it was ruined for me with that first pick. So I was just like, oh well.
Nah,
So,
you'll be all right.
Can you send us the results there, Pay?
I can definitely do that. So the Bears end up taking Caleb Williams and Joe Alt as their top 10 picks. Thanks, Pay.
To be partnered up for the next 10 plus years.
That's exactly right. Going into the Hall of Fame together, best buddies.
One by state
Let's see.
for the other one.
The Vikings traded up to number 6 and got JJ McCarthy, and the Detroit Lions and drafted a center. I mean,
it wouldn't take my pick. And
Which center was it? Johnson?
from Duke,
what's the guy's name?
it was hold on.
it was Graham Barton from Duke.
Yeah,
Okay.
it wouldn't take my pick. It just picked it automatically.
And those Green Bay Packers, they drafted an offensive center as well, Jackson Powers Johnson.
That's
So-
F them.
Yeah, F them. And I don't mean that in a nice way. But anyway, the Bears, Joe Alt, Caleb Williams, it's over for Green Bay. Over.
How long have you been saving this?
Yes, I don't want to answer that question.
Okay.
Well, have you seen what he said this last week and what Jet fans must be feeling?
No, what did Aaron Rodgers say now?
That AIDS was invented by Dr. Fauci.
Okay.
On that note of don't take A-Rod seriously, we can start. Everyone knows that's watching this. You see the scroll. You can catch this show at Frustrated Chicago Sports Fans and anywhere you get your podcast. That is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music, Pandora, and anywhere else that takes care of us. Dave, Vikings first and score. What you got going?
We've got tonight here in just 1 hour, the Real Forno Show. We're talking about taking our quarterback of the future in the first round, just like we did today with taking JJ McCarthy. And then we're looking at day 3. Why? Because we don't have a pick between day 1 and day 3. And we're looking at who we can snag in day 3. I'm hoping for Mr. Tavondre Sweat. Come on down. Over on Vikings First and Skull YouTube, where you can catch us on your favorite podcast aggregator, and over at Fans First Sports. Click NFL Minnesota. There you find us.
Bleachers and Speakers / Motor City Metrics. My fearsome twosome from Motown. Where can everybody see more of you two?
You can check us out on Bleachers to Speakers, the YouTube. You can also check us out on Motor City Metrics, the YouTube. And for all your audio feeds, you can check us out on any podcast streaming platforms. All you have to do is type in Bleachers to Speakers, FFSN. You can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and all that good stuff there for your audio fix.
Good job, guys. Good job. Excellent job walking. Everybody got what they wanted.
No,
Sorry, Detroit.
we did not. No, we did not. And no, we did not want a center with 29. No.
Well, you didn't get your tight end. I feel for you, buddy.
Well, I'm going to say this for the record, right? So me and Foster has talked about this over and over again. And what happens is when we did our mock draft, we have this philosophy. We look at the corners that's available. We look at the defensive end, the edge rushers that's available. And those are the two top ones. If there's not one that we desire, either one, we go wide receiver and at 29. That's the plan for us when we do a mock draft.
Gotcha.
Centers are important.
They are. I could use a new one.
They're not important at 29 there.
That's
Make the difference.
you better bet if you grab one there, better be the best in the draft.
We have a center, and we're not drafting a center at 29.
All right.
Who's your center? I thought your center was retiring.
He's not.
Okay. You had a good one.
Frank Ragnow.
Yeah. He hasn't been in that little league that long, has he?
No.
Hey man, football's a dangerous sport, man. You gotta retire sometimes. You feel hey, you just told a story, Dave. So
I remember doing a draft profile on Ragnow.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I mean,
It wasn't that many years ago, it seemed.
No, he just had some injuries last year. I think he was probably banged up a lot last year. So, and
Mel says draft a center, save a QB. Hey, I feel that, Mel. I feel that.
All center lives matter.
When Garrett Bradbury gets forklifted and right into Kirk Cousins' lap. I felt it, buddy. I felt
it.
Gentlemen, what do we say? What's our fight cry leading into the draft?
It can't get here quick enough. And as always, Skull Vikings.
Well, I don't have nothing to say.
The Bears. The Bears.
Are winning this division. Thanks, guys.